Decided this is where I would want to live if I, could pick any house. My front door, and then it's a dead end, but look at the balcony view. Not bad.
Let's leave everything and go traveling. See what tomorrow brings. It's only a choice away. Let's back up and leave today. Let's see what tomorrow brings.
So we woke up here, next to a river and right below the beautiful Rainbow Mountains. It was time to head for Cusco, and I was anxious to get some cell service so I could book a place for us to spend a few nights. Finding places to stay is always tricky with Goose. We have to ask 1, if they have secure parking, and 2, if it will fit a tall truck. We made plans to meet up with Sophie and Sebastian in the city, bid them farewell, and hit the road. Luckily, it wasn't too long before we got just enough cell service to get an Airbnb locked in. So with that taken care of, we crossed our fingers Goose would actually fit, and settled in for the few-hour drive. Well, it's always a toss-up whether Goose will actually fit. People tend to forget about how the garage door affects the height of a garage. Today, it took a good half hour to get Goose in, but after taking the max tracks off the roof and airing way down, we managed to squeeze him in. Then we checked out our room. Did some laundry in the sink and headed out to grab some food and beer before we came back to enjoy a beautiful sunset over Cusco.
Tomorrow.
Alright, this morning we are walking from our Airbnb. We're going to meet up with a few friends to discuss how we do Machu Picchu. And then I think we'll buy tickets once we decide when we're going. And maybe do some grocery shopping to stock up for a few days on the road. And maybe a little exploring, but that's it. So we'll see what we find today.
We discovered the traffic cops in the tourist center wear fancy outfits. Cusco has some really neat buildings and amazing rooms. And also, the city felt a little like a theme park to me. It was odd to have been transported from tiny villages to a bustling city primed to give its visitors the Peruvian experience, all within a few hours. Ladies dressed in their traditional outfits carrying cute baby alpacas that looked like they had just been through a washing machine are charging for pictures. Shops full of anything and everything for tourists. Jewelry, homewares, the clothes are all boasting they are 100% alpaca, which most aren't. Everything has Peru written on it. Too many signs are in English. As I walk, I'm bombarded with people asking if I want a massage or to go to Machu Picchu. The tourist area is beautiful, and the history of the city is incredible. But for me, it's overwhelming and it just feels so fake. I know this isn't unique to Cusco. It's the dynamic of any huge tourist destination. Places like this are not what inspire me to travel. Of course, they draw people for a reason, but it becomes such a manufactured experience. It's certainly not my idea of adventure. Okay, now I'm done being a curmudgeon, and with all that said, I would still recommend checking the city out. Next stop was the market. We were in search of some spices for the kitchen, a few little nuts and bolts for Goose, and coca for our upcoming hikes.
Gracias. Cool. Anything else that we need in the market, you think?
So this is just coca candy. It's not the stuff that goes with it to chew. So if we could find another place that's got leaves, now we know what they look like, definitely. We should probably ask about the stuff that you chew.
Okay.
But this is candy form coca is all. So I might try one actually.
Yeah.
They're chewing on the leaf right now, which sounds kind of cool.
I think that was kind of our area though.
I agree. But there's more rows, so we could try a couple.
I love how the markets have sections, a whole row of vendors for flowers, another for tools. It is organized chaos. And just like that, it was time to meet up with Sophie and Sebastian, who we had met a few days before at the Rainbow Mountains, and discuss our plans for visiting Machu Picchu. We had decided it would be fun to travel together, and there were a few places we all wanted to check out on our way there. We also caught up with some new friends, Tim and Shannon, and their truck Reggie. We had met them briefly at Overland Expo and had kept in touch. Anyway, we all discussed our plans before heading over to buy our tickets.
So we can either do, we'd either do that and then just head down in, so the north route.
So this is Aguascalientes, right?
And just camp somewhere on the way.
Exactly.
We got tickets. Now we're looking for an Airbnb in Aguascalientes. And then, we'll take a couple days to get there with our, we got a good sized group now. We got 3 trucks, 6 people. And we're going to hike in from the hydroelectric plant. So,
Good morning. This is our last day in Cusco. This is our Airbnb. This is what $25 gets you in Cusco. It's been very nice. We have our own little private bathroom, and then the best part, check out that view. So cool. So this morning we are going to meet everybody that's all of us that are going up to Machu Picchu, and we're going to get some groceries and then head out of town. So the Airbnb here comes with breakfast, so we're going to go down, eat breakfast, and then head off to the grocery store, grab some groceries, and make our way towards Machu Picchu. So, saying goodbye to Cusco this morning.
making water.
We're hobos. We do our laundry in the sink and make water. So to get into that parking garage, we had to take the max tracks off and air down to like 8 psi, at least in the rear, maybe like 15.
We were gonna 5 at the end.
Yeah. So now we have to air back up. We're out of the garage.
Hey. How about that?
After stocking up on supplies, we headed into the Sacred Valley. This valley has been inhabited since 800 BC until the Spanish took over Peru. It was the backdrop for some epic battles and is scattered with tons of ruins. Because of the valley's proximity to Cusco, its lower elevation, fertile soil, and water supply, it was used to grow crops. Our first stop was Pisac, which is one of the most intact ancient sites in the country. It is believed to have been strategically placed at the southern entrance to the Sacred Valley by the Incas to guard the major pass it sits above. It would have guarded the river below, as well as the capital of the Inca Empire, Cusco. Or it was just a gift to Inca nobility. But I like the first story better. The terraces you see here were for crops. They leveled a planting area on the side of this steep mountain, and they are one of the most sophisticated farming methods in the world, even today. Archaeologists have discovered the stone walls retain heat, which protects the plants from the nighttime lows as well as expands the growing season. The terraces were built to be very efficient with the little bit of water that's found up here. The Incas intermixed gravel, sand, and soil, which allowed the levels to retain water for an amazingly long time, staying damp up to 6 months. So insane. This means the crops were able to survive drought, and because the soil is mixed with gravel, it wouldn't expand and destroy the retaining wall. This ancient way of farming is still being studied and learned about, because sadly, when the Spanish took over, it was lost.
It is pretty amazing how tight they fit together.
weren't just great at levels.
Levels. Levels.
They were also pretty genius with their irrigation systems.
I don't know what these are for. They're like everywhere in the entryways. But they're clearly very worn down. I wonder if it was like for rope or what. Interesting. No idea. I decided this is where I would want to live if I, could pick any house. My front door, and then it's a dead end. But look at the balcony view. Not bad. So, if I was choosing a place to live within the, whatever this is called, it's not Pisca, but that's where I'd go. Stairs built right into the wall.
Pretty cool. Can I get a photo? Walls over there, kind of hidden. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool. So, for the mass of humanity that was in the parking lot, it's really not that bad once you're out here, because
You just gotta meander.
there's a lot of people that don't want to hike all the way up there, I think.
Yeah.
So, not too bad.
But this is cool. I feel like though this is like a milder Machu Picchu, so you kind of go really, really cool. I think it's the same thing we're gonna be looking at in a few days. So we'll see if, when you look back at the photos, does this one have anything
If we feel like it's
unique
worth it,
about
or
it?
should you just go to Machu Picchu? Or just this? Who knows?
Yeah, we shall see.
Well, after hiking around for a few hours, it was time for a late lunch in the parking lot. Then we all made our way northeast towards the ruins of Moray to find a place to set up camp.
So interesting, we just passed, like, on the side of the road there's like giant Inca ruins and people are farming on them and there's houses on top of them, and it's like, yeah, no one cares. They're there.
No, there's just so many. I mean, this
Yeah.
whole valley's been lived in for so long that I'm sure the road we're driving on has something beneath it too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Pretty amazing. And then just looking at the terrace steps up the sides of these mountains. A lot of them aren't in use right now, but you can still see some of them there. Some are in use, but it's so neat to kind of see that mix of used, still in use Inca ruins.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty neat.
We searched some nearby dirt roads with no luck.
The truck at the top is a little hut, so I didn't want to park right next to the guy's house, but so I don't know, either down there or even somewhere in this middle between the bottom and the top. What do you guys think?
Whatever. We don't really care.
Yeah. You know what? It's all pretty good at least. It's not.
And in the end, after some convincing of the caretaker, we were able to camp in the lot next to Moray. It was a windy spot with no shelter, but we all pulled around to make a windbreak and enjoyed some dinner. But as soon as we lost the sun, we also lost any warmth. With the cutting wind, we all called it a night pretty early. Excited to check out the ruins we were a few hundred yards away from with the morning light. Come check them out with us in the next episode. What a day. Full of spectacular views. I honestly had no idea there were so many ruins in this area, and it has been really fun to dig into the history. There is so much unknown about the Incas. Anyway, thanks for coming along, and I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of all my furniture. All of it. And I'm gonna build these different levels.
Oh, and don't forget, if you do enjoy our content, give us a like, subscribe, and if you want notifications, hit that bell. You can also visit our website, dirtsunrise.com, and check out our Taco Fund page. There you can buy us a taco, become a patron, or even order a sticker. Thank you guys for all your support. We are constantly blown away. You're awesome.